Edward Snowden was trending on Twitter the other day because Trump was asked a question about him. Here's what he said.
Go ahead. Do you want to give Edward Snowden a pardon and bring him back? You once suggested that.
Well, I'm going to look at it. I mean, I'm not that aware of the Snowden situation, but I'm going to start looking at it. There are many, many people. It seems to be a split decision. That many people think that he should be somehow treated differently, and other people think he did very bad things. And I'm going to take a very good look at it. Okay? I mean, I've seen people that are very conservative and very liberal, and they agree on the same issue. They agree both ways. I'm going to take a look at that very strongly, Edward Snowden. Yeah, please.
So this became a big story, and I do have to say I'm a little surprised by how big of a story this was, because to me that just sounded like typical Trump BSing. He's asked about Edward Snowden. He's like, you know, I've heard all types of things about Edward Snowden. There's some people who say that he's a good man and he's done some good things. He's getting a raw deal. And there are other people who say maybe not so much and he's done some bad things. So, you know, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at it very strongly. Very strongly. To me, that just sounds like standard Trump, like, you know, there's fine people on both sides. It's one of those types of things. It's just, he's kind of riffing and just rolling with it. And so he makes people think like, oh, there's hope, maybe. But I really don't think he's going to pardon him. I hope he does. But I really don't think he's going to. And then what you had is a bunch of Democrats now, again, outflanking Trump on his right. And like Susan Rice was like, I can't even deal with this. This is what the Republicans have become. If Trump were to pardon Snowden, it would be the best thing he's done by far. By far. Because Edward Snowden is a whistleblower and a hero. Edward Snowden showed the American people that the security state was illegally and unconstitutionally spying on all of us and collecting all of our metadata against the Fourth Amendment. The government is violating your Fourth Amendment protection from unreasonable search and seizure. He showed that. He's a hero. And now to try to own Trump, Susan Rice and other Democrats are going to his right and saying, no, I will be more authoritarian than Donald Trump. I won't even consider a pardon for Edward Snowden. It's pathetic. That's so pathetic. That's not something to be proud of, that you won't consider a pardon for Edward Snowden. And then, of course, they have these BS ideas that she's a Russian puppet or something, or a spy or whatever. No, he's an American with a conscience who realized that his fellow Americans were having their constitutional rights violated, and so he blew the whistle. And he was correct to. And by the way, his life was ruined as a result of that. So that's a true hero. But Democrats are trying to pivot to his right. But listen, at the end of the day, I think what's going to happen is there's going to be no pardon. I hope I'm wrong. I hope Trump does pardon him. I don't see it. Because that just sounded like typical Trump tap dancing to me. And also, well, I just realized I have the wrong graphic over my shoulder. So I'm going to change that as I talk to you right now in the middle of the segment, because I'm just so in order and structured here. But Trump also had previously said that Snowden should be executed. He had made that argument previously. He said that Edward Snowden should be executed for what he did. So what is this? Listen, Trump in many ways is exactly like Hillary Clinton is, where he's been on both sides of virtually every issue. And this is just another example of it. He should be executed, but oh, maybe he got a raw deal. Maybe I'll pardon him. Like what? There were times Trump, you know, before he was president, before he was a candidate, he mouthed support for Medicare for all. In fact, once in a 60 Minutes interview, he was like, we're going to give health care to everybody. And the host was like, who's going to take care of that? And he's like, the government will. So he said that. And he just recently attacked Kamala Harris when he wrongly said that she's for Medicare for all, she's for socialized medicine. It'll kick 180 million people off their health care. So this is a guy who he's got no core. He's got no ideology. He doesn't. He just doesn't. And so he'll be on both sides of virtually every issue. And then what he wants you to do is to overlook the thing that he said that you disagree with and pretend like he definitely agrees with you. In many ways, he's really a very talented con artist, I think. Trump is. But This was trending and people really thought like, oh, maybe he's going to pardon him. I doubt it, guys. If you watch that clip again, he's just doing his typical Trump babbling. He clearly hasn't thought about the issue. And by the way, he finds out Snowden said one negative thing about him, and I'm sure Snowden did. Then he's going to be like, no, bad guy. This is not a good guy, people. Because you know how petty and thin-skinned Trump is. But I hope he does pardon him. But I really don't think he will.